Papadimos to offer the day's prayer.
It was close. Good morning. Let us pray. Lord, this morning we come boldly to you in prayer and thank you for your goodness and your blessings in our life. Let our faith in you be as pure and innocent as the faith of a child. Help us to see you in every aspect of our life and grant that our inner thoughts of you throughout the day will be reflected in our interactions with others. Amen.
We ask our guests and visitors to remain standing and join us for the flag salute. Please join Assemblymember Nastandi as he leads us in the pledge. Mr. Nastandi. You may be seated. Reading of the previous day's journal.
Assembly Chamber, Sacramento, Monday, June 6, 2011. The Assembly met at 12 noon. Honorable Fiona Ma, Speaker Pro Tem of the Assembly, Presiding Chief Clerk Dustin Wilson at the desk. Reading Clerk Timothy Moreland. Reading the roll was called as Shaw, Gina Alejo, Allen, Amiano,
Mr.
Atkins.
Allen moves. Mr. Hagman seconds that the reading of the previous day's journal be dispensed with. Presentations of petitions, there are none. Introduction and reference of bills will be deferred. Reports of committees will be deemed read and amendments deemed adopted. Messages from the Governor, there are none. Messages from the Senate, there are none. Motions and resolutions. The absences for the day will be deemed read and printed in the journal. Mr. Allen, you are recognized.
Yes, Madam Chair. I request unanimous consent to suspend Assembly Rule 45.5 to allow Assembly members Pond, Halderman, and Swanson to have guests and photographers on the floor.
Without objection.
I request unanimous consent to suspend Assembly Rule 45.5 to allow Assembly members Amiano, Chesbro, Ma, and Williams to speak on adjourned memory today.
Without objection.
Yes. SB 293 Padilla from the Judiciary Committee to the Business Professions Consumers Protection and Judiciary Committee. I'm asking for committee re-referrals.
Without objection.
SB 869 Yee from the Business Professions and Consumer Protection Committee only.
Without objection.
SB 332 Padilla from the Governmental Organization Committee to the Judiciary Committee and then back to the Governmental Organization Committee.
Without objection. Okay, we will recess the regular session for the purpose of convening the first extraordinary session. Without objection, we will substitute the prayer, pledge, and other opening procedures in the regular session for those items in the first extraordinary session. Motions and resolutions. Mr. Allen, you are recognized.
Yes, to refer bills to Budget Committee, we have, pursuant to Assembly Rule 97, request unanimous consent to re-refer file items 1 through 19, SB 4 through 22, Senate budget from third reading to the Committee on the Budget.
Is there any objection? No. Seeing no objection, the clerk will read the bills for the second time. These bills will be on third reading for our next floor session. Oh. The clerk will deem read the bills for a second time. These bills will be on the third reading for the next floor session. The first extraordinary session is recessed under the call of the Speaker. We are back in regular session. We have some guests here today that we would like to recognize. Members, please focus your attention to Mr. Speaker's desk in the back. We'd like to welcome Valerie Fong of the Alameda High School. She is the female 2001 California Interscholastic Federation Scholarship Athlete, recognized by Mr. Swanson. Mr. Swanson.
Yes, Madam Speaker and members, Valerie Fong is from Alameda High School in my district. She plays volleyball, very good. And Ms. Fong was selected from a pool of 509 candidates for a scholarship award that identifies student athletes who excel in the classroom. She is a strong contributor to her school and her community. Her passion to participate in sport that she loves has resulted in opportunities to help the community and experience personal growth. Ms. Fong helped organize the CIF North Coast Section charity volleyball tournament at her school. The tournament generated over 1,000 for the George Mark Children's Hospice and Respite Care Facility in San Leandro. She serves as a student volunteer at Kaiser Hospital in Oakland and at GMCH. She also earned Team's Most Valuable Player honor for 2008 and 10. She has a weighted grade point average of 4.6. Give her a round of applause for that. 4 points. Yes. And she scored 2110 on the Scholastic Aptitude, the SAT. She is a National Merit Scholar recipient, College Board Advanced Placement Scholar. Valerie's career interest is microbiological research and medicine, and she will be attending UCLA this fall. And she is here with her family to receive this honor. And we talk about our youth and their contribution. Valerie has been a clear role model and someone who I think communicates a lot to her peers. And so we in the Assembly honor you today and your family for this outstanding job that you're doing. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Okay, members, we'd like to recognize Dr. Pan. Dr. Pan is at Mr. Hueso's desk in the back of the chamber. Let's welcome Andrew Mills of Jesuit High School of Carmichael, California. He is the male California Interscholastic Federation Scholar Athlete. Dr. Pan, members, a little attention.
Madam Speaker, members, thank you. Today is my honor to present this resolution to Andrew Mills from Jesuit High School in Carmichael, my district. Andrew was recently named one of the 2011 Scholar Athletes of the Year by the California Interscholastic Federation and Farmers Insurance. Andrew has a 4.77 grade point average at Jesuit High School in the Sacramento community of Carmichael. He's been a member of the National Honor Society from 2008 to 2011 and is a 3-time Jesuit High School General Excellence Award recipient. Andrew scored 2230 on the SATs and is on his way to Princeton, so off to the East Coast. There you go. His Marauders soccer team finished the 2010 season with 31 wins and no losses, winning their division title, and Andrew was named Most Valuable Player and was selected as the ESPN Fall All-American Defender. Andrew has logged more than 100 hours of community service at Camp Recreation in Susanville, where he has helped autistic and developmentally disabled campers. Andrew is a great example of success in the classroom and on the field, and he has shown how important it is to be giving back to our community. So it's great to have him here in the Assembly, and it is my honor to present him with a resolution and to, again, I too, like Assemblymember Swanson, want to recognize both of our wonderful scholar athletes, and you are the future of our state, and I'm really very proud to be recognizing you here today here on the Assembly floor. Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay, and we have one final guest today. Dr. Halderman's guest. She is standing at Mr. Speaker's desk. We'd like to welcome Dr. James Wong. He was recently named the Osteopathic Osteopathic Physician and Surgeons of California's Most Valuable Physician for 2011. Dr. Halderman.
Thank you, colleagues. It's an honor to introduce to you Dr. James Wong. Dr. Wong has worked tirelessly for California's patients as well as for our profession. He was, as mentioned, chosen as the 2011 Osteopathic Physicians and Surgeons of California Most Valuable Physician. In addition, last month, he was elected to the Board of Directors for the Lincoln Club of Orange County. And to my colleagues in Southern California, your health is in good hands with Dr. Wong. Please join me in welcoming him to the state capitol.
Okay, business on the daily file, second reading. Clerk will read.
Senate Bill 322, 373, 637, 203, and Senate Bill 318.
All bills will be deemed read and amendments deemed adopted. Okay, we have one item on the Assembly third reading. It is on the concurrence file. Regular session, file item 6, ACR 38. Clerk will read.
Assembly concurrent resolution 38 by Assembly Member Bonnie Lowenthal relative to the Joint Legislative Committee on Emergency Management.
Ms. Lowenthal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. ACR 38 continues the existence of the Joint Legislative Committee on Emergency Management. Amendments taken in the Senate make the committee continuous until abolished by the Joint Rules Committee and add a biannual report to the legislature. This measure was approved earlier this year on consent. So once again, I ask for your aye vote on ACR 38.
Okay, members, this requires a roll call vote because it creates a joint committee. So we are going to open the roll. Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Aye 67, no 0. Measure passes. Okay, that concludes the work on the Assembly third reading. We are going to go to adjourn in memories. The following members were approved for an adjourn in memory. Mr. Amiano, myself, Mr. Chesbro, Mr. Williams. Who is ready? Mr. Chesbro.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to ask that we adjourn in memory of a former member of the legislature who was a true son of the North Coast, Senator Frank Peterson. Senator Peterson was born in 1922 in a logging camp in Elk on the Mendocino coast. He died on May 23rd in Fort Bragg, just shy of his 89th birthday. He lived and worked and represented counties throughout our vast region on the North Coast. He served in the U.S. Navy Seabees during World War II, and then he returned to Fort Bragg to work in the woods while continuing his education, which culminated in his achieving his law degree in 1951. In 1952, he began his law practice in Mendocino County, including serving as county district attorney until elected in 1962 to the state Senate, representing Mendocino and Lake counties. It was in 1966 that Frank became Del Norte County Superior Court Judge, being appointed by then-Governor Pat Brown. He served 22 years as Superior Court Judge, also serving 18 other counties and assignments to the 1st and 3rd District Courts of Appeals. Among his achievements, Frank was a member and the president of the Cow County Judges Association. He retired from the bench in 1988, practiced private law until he returned to the bench under the Assigned Judges Program until he stepped down in 2009. A true gentleman, Frank spent a lifetime in the outdoors. He was a conservationist, a steward of the land. He had a genuine respect and empathy for his fellow human beings and truly cared for the less fortunate. He will be missed by his wife, Mary Ann, 6 children,
his 4 brothers, 29 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren, and, of course, the many people whose lives he touched and who he served. He was a true public servant. He will be missed. I'd ask that we adjourn in Frank Peterson's memory.
Thank you. Mr. Williams.
Morning, members. In my district, a man by the name of Barry Schuyler passed away. Some of the environmentalists and definitely some of the academics in environmental studies will know who he is. He was a distinguished UC Santa Barbara lecturer emeritus in environmental studies and started the program at UCSB. He touched the lives and thinking of thousands of students, and on a personal note, always invited me and his friends to watch the 4th of July from the boats in the harbor. Always a beautiful sight. Barry and his wife Jean were involved in a number of important causes in town, not just environmental causes, but education and health causes. And his outlook on life can aptly be summarized by one of his favorite quotes by the wizard Gandalf, of all people. It is not our part to master all the tides of the world, but to do what is in us for the succor of those years wherein we are set, uprooting the evil in the fields that we know, so that those who live after may have clean earth to till. What weather they shall have is not ours to rule. He will be sorely missed. Barry Schuyler was a pillar of our community in Santa Barbara and survived by many beloved relatives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Mr. Amiano.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Last Thursday morning, firefighters in my district were called to a house fire. A woman and 3 children who live at that home were thankfully saved. But in the battle to control the blaze that took their home, 2 firefighters, Lieutenant Vincent Perez and firefighter Anthony Valero, lost their lives. Lieutenant Perez was a native San Franciscan. He grew up in Bernal Heights and was a... May I have the attention of the chamber, please? He grew up in Bernal Heights and was a dedicated public servant who served as a U.S. Marine and an Alameda County Deputy Sheriff before choosing a career in firefighting. He joined the San Francisco Fire Department in 1982 and worked for Station 26 in Diamond Heights for the last 10 years. Lieutenant Perez was the first San Francisco firefighter to die in the line of duty in 8 years. Perez leaves behind his mother and a large extended family, but the loss of Lieutenant Perez and firefighter Anthony Valero is being felt by the entire San Francisco community. Our hearts and gratitude go out to the family and friends of both these heroes, as well as to their extended public safety family for the sacrifices they have made and continue to make to keep us all safe. There will be a memorial mass tomorrow at St. Mary's Cathedral in San Francisco. Assemblymember Ma would like to say a few words now in honor of firefighter Anthony Valero. Thank you.
Ms. Ma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, it's with great sadness that I rise to adjourn in the memory of Anthony Tony Valerio, who passed away on June 4th due to fatal injuries he sustained while fighting a 2-alarm house fire in the Diamond Heights neighborhood. He was 53 years old. Tony was a true city boy, as his family and friends recall. He graduated from El Camino High School, City College of San Francisco, and San Francisco State University. About 27 years ago, he cross-trained as a firefighter and paramedic, where he soon joined the family at Station 26 in San Francisco. His compassion, kindness, and patience toward people in times of need earned him the nickname the People's Paramedic. He was an avid surfer, scuba diver, athlete, and adventurer. He also truly loved the people of San Francisco, which led to his love of providing service to his community. Tony came from a large family where it embedded in his character to meet, love, and befriend those around him. He was arguably the happiest person you could ever meet. His quick wit and ability to find humor in every situation gave him the uncanny ability to lift anyone's spirit. He is survived by his parents, Lorraine and Frank, sisters Jacqueline, Donna, Marina, and Laura, brothers Mark and Kevin, and numerous aunts, uncles, and cousins. This horrible tragedy reminds us of the heroism of our first responders and how they dedicate their lives to protect our communities from harm. My heart goes out to all the brave men and women at Station 26 in this painful time, and I respectfully ask that we adjourn in Anthony's memory.
Thank you, members. Please bring those names to the desk to be printed in the journal. Session schedule is as follows. Friday, June 10th, floor session upon call of the Speaker. Monday, June 13, floor session at 1:30 p.m. Again, Monday, June 13, floor session at 1:30 p.m. All other items remaining will be passed and retained. All motions shall be continued. I am ready to entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Smythe moves. Mr. Allen seconds that this House stand adjourned until Monday, June 13th at 1:30 or upon call of the Speaker. Quorum call is lifted.